The companies are post-consumer. They do not need you right now.
Hold up. Who that sound like? That sound like some handsome black king has been saying these words for a long time. You see, I had to wait until Christmas and Thanksgiving is over for me to actually continue my predictions, because my sources that are just my brain and reading and paying attention to what's going on in the PC industry. Something I should have never done, because I should have been doing it at the same time Xbox, because I probably could have warned y'all sooner. But now y'all complaining that, they don't need y'all. Right? Like, and the sad part is, y'all were never used. I don't understand. You were extra money. I think PC fans don't realize that they are nothing more than extra monies. That's it. That's like Sony does the same exact thing. Like, y'all just extra monies. Microsoft, extra monies. But hey, let me let him finish. Because, they apparently thought they were somebody in the industry where they are absolutely nobody.
Private equity and these large companies want to make sure that you not only rent your home and lease your car, but subscribe to your computer. Data center and AI greed has gone beyond simply fucking consumers and instead is now intent on fucking humanity, with things like the Palantir partnership, with things like the focus on military applications of AI, because apparently there's not enough money in the private sector. We need to go extract it from the Pentagon as well. These large companies can outbid anybody anytime. This isn't a gaming computer problem. This isn't a DIY enthusiast build PCs problem. This is an everybody problem.
Don't sound like a problem for Microsoft and all these, and Facebook and all them that's buying all these chips. Doesn't sound like a problem for them. Doesn't sound like a problem for console gamers, as they're not even in the market for NVIDIA chips, because as they don't use NVIDIA chips to begin with. It's just y'all. It's just y'all. Time and time again, I've seen these PC enthusiasts force self-importance on themselves. And they think that if something happens to them, it's going to happen to you. It's just like how Xbox fans, or pretend Xbox fans were, because we all know the real Xbox fans, they kicked rocks a long time ago. But then fake Xbox fans kept wanting Sony to do the same exact thing that they were doing, because they don't want to be the only ones getting slapped around. Naturally. It's a natural human reaction, especially when you a loser human. But no, it's not the problem of everybody. And I keep hearing this thing about how it's the problem for consoles, and consoles are also getting chips. And then I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like, I don't think y'all know what y'all talking about when it comes to consoles and PC. Like, they're talking about the DIY PCs, not PCs that do AI. They are continuing to support PCs. Well, not really PCs, they're just computers, but you know what I mean, your cousin, right? No, there's no use for a company. I've tried to explain this several times, that PC ain't a real place. Like, that's not a place where you say what you are. You either a Steam guy, you a GOG guy, you something like that. You're not a PC guy. You just built a personal computer and that's it. You built a computer to have companies sell you stuff, or steal, or cheat, and you'll buy stuff and cheat, and whatever you're gonna do. It's a launcher. You built a $2,000 machine for an app that launches games. That is it. You bragged for years about how you don't pay for online, and look, that was a plus. I'm telling you now, I fully agree. I fully do agree. I do. You bragged for years about how you can just emulate games, emulate Nintendo games. Like, bro, that's low-key stealing, and that's not helping the industry at all. The PC industry doesn't gain anything from it. The people, the developers who you stole these games from, don't get anything from it. Only you you've made yourself important in an industry where you are the worst thing in the industry. There's nothing that PC gamers offer the industry, not even monies. So the industry just turned around and, said, why are we even dealing with these ingrates? They don't even, they still live with their parents. Why are we even dealing with them when we can just look at AI and get companies to buy our stuff by the millions? Why do we care about PC dudes when I can go outside of this country and make more money than inside of it? Even though I can make a ton of money on the inside, even though I am making a ton of money on the AI on the inside, on the outside too. Why not just go to them?
NVIDIA sold 600,000 GPUs to Saudi Arabia's Humane, led by Mohammed bin Salman, and part of the same PIF group that partnered with Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner to buy EA Games. 60,000 NVIDIA GPUs went to the UAE via Microsoft, and NVIDIA is planning to allocate 1.3 million GPUs to Meta AI for a data center large enough to cover most of Manhattan. Then there's 300,000 GPUs to Nscale, with 60,000 in the UK, 50,000 GPUs to SK Hynix, 50,000 GPUs to Samsung, 200,000 GPUs to Elon Musk's xAI, with a roadmap to sell them 1 million total GPUs, 400,000 GPUs to Oracle, 10 gigawatts of NVIDIA systems for OpenAI, or over 2 times the power capacity of the largest nuclear power plant in the United States, with millions of GPUs, more than 100,000 GPUs in the immediate future for Microsoft, and even 100,000 GPUs to the United States Department of Energy. The last one, of course, funded by taxpayers, who will ultimately foot the bill for the cost of the GPUs, the cost of the power consumption, the cost of the grid upfit, and the cost of the land use, getting fucked over in ways more than just the cost of the computer. So with these deals between governments and companies, it's pretty clear that NVIDIA would rather sell over 1 million GPUs to Mark Zuckerberg rather than 1 million GPUs to 1 million end users. And that's not a surprise, but what is interesting is that NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang has seemingly shifted his interest towards the military-industrial complex instead, meaning that he's removed his hand out of the ass of the White House and extended it to shake the hand of the Pentagon.
Well, I'm happy that our military is going to use AI technology for defense.
So it's funny to watch all these companies spend all these money and watch NVIDIA easily turn and deliver to them and not you. Talks of them cutting 30% of their consumer gaming chips. Something that I predicted the other day. You know what I'm saying? Well, I've been predicted it. I just had a conversation about it the other day. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, a video before that, I predicted what's going to happen with the RAM. And that's a whole nother can of worms, because that's what people say, right? Oh, well, consoles use the same RAM. They use the same RAM chips, right? That's the argument. They use the same RAM chips. No, they don't. They don't, but they do. I guess. I mean, they get it custom made for their consoles, first of all. But second of all, like if you're talking about the little chips that they like weld onto some shit, whatever you want to call it, bro. Solder. Is that how you say it? Sorry, nerd. Solder on. Yes, my fault. Well, what you got to understand is that all those companies that just got named right now, that NVIDIA is selling their chips to, right? The same thing is happening with the RAM, right? To these same companies. One thing that may have flew over your head, though, one thing is that you can take every single one of those people that were just mentioned right now, and they wouldn't be a bigger customer than PlayStation alone. Just PlayStation. You can say Nintendo as well. And in fact, people say, oh, well, Nintendo use NVIDIA chips. Well, Nintendo as well, right? But you got to understand, they were talking about 1 million here, 2 million there, 100,000 here, 300,000 there. Consoles sell like 15 a year, bro. 15 million a year. They're a bigger customer than them. They're going to supply their bigger customers. You know how big of a customer you are, PC gamer? You buy one every 5 years or so, and it might even be used. That's how big of a customer you are. You have $0 power. $0 power. You don't have any dollar power. But they're going to make you. Don't worry. They're going to force you to become important to them. Best believe it, bro, one way or the other. But at the end of the day, it's like you guys forget that you're not Sony. You are in competition with Sony. You're not Microsoft. You're in competition with Microsoft. Because just like you say, you buy those same chips that Sony buys, Sony's a bigger buyer than you. Nintendo's a bigger buyer than you. Hey, hold on. Sit down real quick. Sit down. Xbox is a bigger buyer than you. You know what I'm saying? This is why I keep telling y'all, consoles ain't gonna see this, because the only reason there's a shortage is because they are not selling to you, not because they ran out of chips. There are bigger companies putting bigger bids than you. You are not competition. They don't sell much to you. They sell a lot to them. And so they're going to sell to the more important customer. It happens every time, in every way, in every single industry, to where if you have a big customer base and a small customer base, people tend to give to the big user base, the big customer base, right? It happens in gaming. If I can give you a example that'll help you understand what I mean, what I'm telling you is this. Say like this. When games go to PlayStation more often than Xbox, when that happens and people wonder why that is, like, why did they put it on PlayStation and not Xbox? Did PlayStation money hat them? No. PlayStation has a larger user base than Xbox. That's part reason why Xbox is dying in the first place, is because the small user base that they did have, Phil Spencer had the great idea to make y'all stop buying games, or take a chunk of y'all and make y'all stop buying games and just pay them $1 a month for a service. And then now they want to raise it up to $20, and y'all quiet as hell about the quality of it now, aren't you? You quiet about the deals that you have, but still, that's the reason why everything happened the way it happened. The small user base is always going to lose to the larger user base. You get what I'm saying? Just is what it is. That's why you see more McDonald's commercials than Burger King. Bigger market, bigger user base, dog, bigger bad eatery. You know what I mean? It just happens. Same thing. The Lakers, bro. You can go to a Laker game. Laker tickets probably cost more than the Milwaukee Bucks. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just because it's a larger, fan base there. You know what I mean? That's just how things happen. That's just how things go. That's how business is, because money talks. And y'all the bullshitters that need to walk. That's just the fact of the matter. For some reason, PC fans refuse to accept the facts. And so now they got to make up fiction, just like Xbox fans. You see, this is what I mean by there are people who are console warriors, but since the console war is over, they're just at war with consoles. These people are disgusting, because the only thing that they peddle is anger. Only thing that they peddle is hate and negativity. They don't peddle facts. People would tell me all the time, "Oh, King Thrash, you're just a troll. You're negative. You're just always talking." I'm not talking negative. I'm talking facts. It's what I've always done, and it's been proven. It's been proven hard that everything that I fucking tell you people comes the fuck true. So it's like, I'm not telling you out of hate. I don't got this track record out of hate. I got this track record because I'm paying attention. And that is the only reason why. All these articles that you read, they ain't paying attention, clearly not paying attention. They just want your attention. And look, the same thing happens with YouTubers and all that. They all the same. They all just want attention. And so they spew this anger, this hate, this bullshit. Today we'll go over a known bullshitter. You know what I mean? He's a known bullshitter, but he's never had to truly bullshit this hard for PC, because he's a pretend PC guy. So let's go over this video real quick, because I want to point out something that I noticed. And I haven't watched this man's shit in so long, but somebody sent me the link to watch the level of bullshit coming out of this man's mouth. And I'm like, why? Like, hey, It's that PC thing you was right about. I'm like, okay, let me check it out. Let me check it out. It's gonna be hilarious. So I thought I'd share it with y'all, but also break down a lot of the lies, and then we'll go over the actual truth of what's truly happening in the PC space and why PC gaming is in the way.
I gotta tell you, there's really nothing more exhilarating than having to document the entire collapse of the industry in the hobby that you've enjoyed for the majority of your life.
You see this anger, this rage, this hate for the gaming space? He's exhilarated to report to you that gaming is dying, right? And remember, whenever something happens to PC, they want to blame consoles because they think they're one of us. Like they want to be a console gamer so bad. They want to be respected as much as console gamers are respected. They are the most disrespected customer on earth, bro. Contrary to what they believe, they are the most disrespected customer on earth in the tech world. And it's because they don't matter, but they want to include us in their shame, in their disappointment in the industry that has rejected them. Also, just keep in mind that this is Alex we're talking about, so it's going to be bullshit regardless. I mean, this literally contradicts years of bullshit that he's been spewing, but still, let's continue to hear the bullshit.
Video games have been a huge part of me, of this channel, and probably for you as well. But what we've been seeing lately is the gaming industry is doing everything in their power to not only control the product, control the narrative, and control you, the customer and consumer, but at the same time, remove any way of ownership for you in every sense of the word, and also at the same time, raise the prices in every conceivable way.
Wait. This man thinks that PC is part of the gaming industry. I mean, look, it is. Don't get me. It is, but not. There's different parts of the gaming industry. Okay, there's a cell phone one, there's the console one, and then there's the computer one, the personal computer one, the DIY guy one, right? The one that doesn't matter most. And they're not having the same problems as you are, my guy. This is funny. It's funny because they are desperate for prices to go up for consoles so much. They want prices to go up for consoles, for games, just so they would feel better about their prices jumping up. Even though like consoles have went up $50 here, $100 there, due to the psycho that's in the presidential seat right now. So it's like, we've seen prices go up, and it's like, a small amount in comparison to something like RAM that was $80 to go up to $1,000. That's what you call crazy, right? That's where it is. That's where it's at, right? But this control, this price raises, he's talking about PC, but he wants to include the entirety of the gaming space because he wants to pretend that we need to suffer like he does. Yeah, I don't know what to tell y'all other than, let's not pretend. That's RAM that he's going to talk about right now. You see on the street, it's RAM. That's RAM right there. That's a finger pointing to a PC RAM piece. You know what I'm saying? So I guess he's mad about that when there's a lot more to be mad about. But still, maybe he covers it all. I'm pretty sure he covers it all. The gaming industry is collapsing, and Steam could be next. I don't know how Steam is going to collapse. I mean, they're just an app. They're just an app. Like, how are they collapsing, bro? I guess he'll explain that shit. I mean, he has to have a long segment about how Steam is next and how the gaming industry is collapsing. Let's find out.
Whether it's raising the price of RAM, GPUs, CPUs, having mass scarcity in the entire industry itself, and then turning around and selling all those parts of your PC or consoles or APUs.
Or consoles. This is NVIDIA. NVIDIA. How do you mean, or consoles? Are you talking about the Nintendo Switch? Are you saying that Nintendo Switch parts? What do you mean, bro? I mean, it has to be that Nintendo Switch thing that happened where there was a lie being posted about Nintendo Switch having to pay 41% more for RAM, even though Nintendo has never said anything about that. That was just something that some guy had came up with that lives in America that don't even work in motherfucking Nintendo, trying to say that, because they have this campaign to try to say that consoles are in the same boat that their PCs are in. You know what I mean? It's just like, y'all are in danger. Like, other PCs aren't in danger. The PCs that do matter, they're not in danger like you are. but still, let's continue.
To actual giant conglomerates that are also removing any aspect or control from you as well.
Okay, so real quick, this is how you know they don't really like research shit, and they just come on here to be negative, right? First off, Zuckerberg looks to double Meta's GPU stock to 1.3 million for AI training, and these are NVIDIA GPUs. But what's crazy is that he's looking to double Meta's GPU stock to 1.3 million, which ain't shit. but he's calling those mega corporations, and bro, it's 1.3 million GPUs. That's it. That's all. Just 1.3 million GPUs. Like, Sony will sell more than that in one day on Black Friday. You know what I mean? Like, just, or Nintendo will sell more than that in one day. I should say Nintendo because it's Nvidia, right? They'll sell more than that in one day, bro. Do you think that they charged an arm and a leg to Zuckerberg for that stock? Or is the reason why stock is so low for you is because they are selling to him, somebody that is more important, somebody that is doubling? Are you, PC gamers, going to double the amount of RAM that you buy? Never, right? You're not going to buy more RAM just for them to respect you. No, they're not. You don't have a reason to. They have a reason to because they have AI. They have a whole business that they're running. You just want to play games or pretend to play them, or you want to test your PC by playing games. You're just a DIY enthusiast. That's it. You guys are do-it-yourself people. You build model trains, basically, bro, in the PC space. That's what you do. In the PC industry, you guys are equal to model train builders, bro. You guys do this as a hobby. These people are doing it for business, and the people who make these parts are doing it for business, and your business was never big. But still, let me continue.
All while doing this, turning around and raising the prices of those exact products and devices simply because you as a customer and consumer can't compete with them in any conceivable way.
Yeah, these are facts. That's factual. I'm always happy to say, hey, that's true. PC gamers can't compete with these companies in any conceivable way when it comes to buying these parts. This has nothing to do with console gamers because console gamers don't buy parts. PC gamers do. These guys just want to, again, include us. And look, he's about to bring up something about PlayStation right now. Like, this has nothing to do with consoles at all. It's all PC gamers. PC gamers are realizing they're getting kicked out of the space, bro. And they want to blame everybody. They want to blame PlayStation, want to blame Nintendo, they want to blame yourselves because you guys have dug your own grave. You guys you've made yourselves unimportant to the PC space. You guys are more of a headache than not a headache, and they'd rather sell to the people who are willing to double their stock by 1.5 billion or whatever, or 1.5 million, rather than you just going to a fucking new egg and looking for a deal for some RAM, bro. Like, you guys, dude, what you guys say? Well, I don't know why we're on consoles right now. He's still yet to get to Steam and how this affects Steam, but continue.
And we've also talked about on this channel how the industry is consistently trying to increase the price of video games generation over generation. Thanks a lot, Sean Layden. Adding more sports cars to the parking lot apparently is exactly what these companies are looking to do.
Coming from a guy who dresses up in a banana suit to park a Hyundai in an apartment, just, bro, you do all type of bullshit for money. You are a negative person in the gaming space for money, bro. Like, not even making that much, but still you make enough to make you want to degrade yourself to levels I have never seen a 40-year-old man do. And you're saying that the gaming industry wants to charge more every generation. And I've said this already before. This is a video. This is something that I've said in a video years ago. In fact, you were one of the people who were complaining about me saying that we should be paying more. And we should be paying more. And it's not because I want to pay more. It's because these people need to get paid for the work that they do. It's not my fault or their fault that everything around us has went up in price. And because everything around us has went up in price, people want raises. And you guys sit there and think that These developers sit there and get paid the same exact dollar amount that they've always gotten paid for the past 37 years that gaming's been around, like since NES days or whatever, even though it's been around before that. But I'm just saying, it was a crash, and you know what I mean, bro. And it's just like, bro, like whether we like it or not, we're customers. So our job is to buy or not buy. That is our job. Their job, right? The industry, the gaming industry, the real gaming industry, they need to figure out how to make a profit on the art that they are selling us, because that's exactly what this is, right? It's a hobby. We like to play with moving animated art, and they like to sell it. And people who make it want to get paid for it. Just like you would want to get paid for your job. If you just 10 years, how many times have you gotten a raise in 10 years? Because I think at least once a year, a job is going to give you a fucking raise just off top, right? Especially if you're working right. So what makes you think that everything else costs more? I've heard complaints from this same man about how games cost too much. But then at the same time, they say, oh, well, if they're going to charge us more. And then at the same time, oh, they're doing crunch. And it's just like, bro, like you guys are nothing but stupid. Like you guys are negative. You guys jump on anything just to cry about negativity, even when it contradicts yourself. Because yes, Sean Layden is right. Just like I was right. He literally said the things that I've been saying years prior than what he said it. And it's that, yes, the game industry costs more to run. And it's going to cost more to run every day. Because every day is somebody's new year being with the company, or depending on what they do or how they do, when they do, people going to get raises. Nigga, rent's going to go up. Bread used to be 25 cents, bro, before I was alive. And that's what people would tell me. When I was a kid, bread was like a 99-cent thing, bro, like quality bread, bro. And now it's like $4, you know what I mean? And that's just fucking bread. Fucking Snicker bars used to be like 50 cents and they used to be bigger. And now they $3 and smaller. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just, we see this all across the planet because we live in an area where, you know, people are going to want to make more money because people want to get paid more money. It's an ongoing circle to the point to where when we do get a minimum raise jump, I roll my eyes because it ain't gonna make no difference, because as minimum wage go up, the people, in order to cover the minimum wages, are gonna move their prices up. And that's just has always been the circle of life. So Sean Layden saying what he said, we have been being lucky. We have had $59 games since the PS1 days, bro. Like, that's a very long time before the Xbox was out. We about to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Xbox or something like that. Like, it's been that long since we've been paying them the same amount of money. You know what I mean? It's just been that fucking long, bro. Like, it should have been went up. And that's the reason why free-to-play games were created and have egregious ass fucking microtransactions for things that you used to earn in games. You used to earn extra characters. You can't play Tekken without buying a new character now, but you gotta buy like legacy characters because of how things have been ran, because they've been selling stuff for $59 and stuff like that. And it's like, they have to raise the prices. It's not that they want to, it's that they have to, because that's the circle of life in the world that we live in, whether you like it or not. And if you have a problem with it, then I implore you to go to work and tell your boss that you never want to raise again.
And there's been massive backlash because of things like what Nintendo has done before in terms of actual variable pricing, where if a product is worth more to the consumer, companies are going to now increase the price of that product overall to try and squeeze out more money from those actual customers. The thing is, though, it turns out that $80 isn't enough. Neither is $90. It looks like gaming companies and publishers want to shoot for that sweet triple-digit $100 price tag.
I mean, is he going to get the Steam yet? Like, has he gotten the Steam? Like, tell me when he got the Steam. He's still talking consoles. Listen, Nintendo charged $80 for that game, and that was one of the biggest failures they had in their history of their gaming world, bro. That's just one of the biggest flops that they have had. They've only had one game do it. Donkey Kong came out, that wasn't $80, right? Mario Kart was, and just Mario Kart. You know, Microsoft tried to do it, right? With what's that game called? Outer Worlds 2, a game that got nominated for RPG of the year for some reason, and nobody played that shit. Like, nobody really played it because they tried to charge you $80 for an indie game. Microsoft did, right? And nobody bought it. Nobody pre-ordered it. And so they hurried up and lowered the price to $59, which was still overpriced in my opinion. But they lowered it to $59. And so because they lowered it, I think it was $59, $69, it was no longer $80. I know that. And that goes to show you why there's a difference in the console space than in the PC space. Because console gamers don't need to go and cry and make YouTube videos. We just don't buy. Like you cannot buy, and it'll make the PC world happy. The PC industry will be happy if you stopped buying chips. They'd be elated. In fact, that's what they're trying to do. That's what you're trying to say too, right? They're going to stop you from buying and owning, and they're going to make you rent those PCs. You see, I don't even want to go on a tangent. I'm not even going to listen to all of your video, but still, it's like you see the difference because when there was we react to stuff, and because we're important to the gaming space as gamers, they're going to have to move the way we want them to move. And please, Jesus, please don't bring up the $100 Grand Theft Auto thing.
Isn't it great? According to esportsbets.com, former Call of Duty creative director Greg Reisdorf on how the series must evolve and what he's doing to fix some of the biggest issues in gaming and why he dreams of a Grand Theft Auto in space. With the interview saying this, while we're talking about the business models behind gaming today and how smaller teams can monetize their work, where do you stand on the looming idea of the $100 price tag for games in the AAA space? With Greg replying, a $100 game is going to happen eventually. You just don't want to be the first person to do it. All the publishers are waiting. The Outer Worlds got tagged with an $80 price tag and they didn't even know it. I'm sure Grand Theft Auto 6 could do it, and they would still do gangbusters, and everyone would still be excited about it because it will be quality. You get what you pay for, right? GTA Online is huge too, with all those servers and everything else that's running it on the custom side, which has serious costs to keep going. And Greg is absolutely 100% right. Every single publisher and developer is literally waiting for the other one to drop the hammer on what they want to charge either right now or even next generation for video games.
What makes this man think he could speak for us? And why in God's name are we talking Grand Theft Auto about, and we're talking about Grand Theft Auto from a guy who never worked for Rockstar, but worked for Call of Duty, and he formerly worked for Call of Duty, is now telling you, hey, they all want to charge $100. They just haven't done it yet because they're waiting for somebody to do it. But then he also mentions that $80 price tag for the Outer Worlds. I'm pretty sure this article was put out, around the time that happened, that got retracted. So if they can't sell you an $80 game, what the fuck make you think Grand Theft Auto is going to be sold for $100, bro? Like, why would Rockstar even need to do that? Because it's a quality game. Well, we'll see how quality it is when people don't buy it. And it's not that people won't buy it because they won't enjoy it. You're going to have a side of people, me included, who's going to be like, no, I'm not buying that because it's not worth $100. Gaming ain't finna be $100. You're not finna charge me $40 more for a game. You're just not. You're really not. We've already went up this generation in prices. You better wait until some other time. You better wait until 3, 4, 5 years because that much more money is unnecessary. $10 more? Sure. But even then, not this generation. If anything happens this generation, if they were to pull that, people will buy Grand Theft Auto, but a lot of people won't buy Grand Theft Auto. A lot of people would just continue to play Grand Theft Auto 5 where they ain't got to pay all this motherfucking money for a measly update. That's just what a lot of people are going to fucking do. It just is what it is, bro. Like, y'all can say what y'all want to say and believe that Grand Theft Auto is just the end all be on gaming prices and all that. These developers, like that guy was that made that comment in the first place, want that. They want that because they want to get paid exponentially more than what they're getting paid right now. Of course they do. Everybody does. You do too at your job. I do at mine. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, even if you ain't got a job and you own a business, even at your own business, you want to make more money every fucking year. It's just how it is. It just ain't gonna happen because it can't happen. Games are too cheap for Grand Theft Auto to be $100. There's too many free-to-play games that are low-key more popular than Grand Theft Auto is for motherfuckers to give a fuck about a Grand Theft Auto being at $100 fucking dollars. It's just not. But why are we talking Grand Theft Auto when Grand Theft Auto not even going to be on Steam? I'm still waiting for the effect that it's going to happen. This is supposed to be a Steam video. How are we still on consoles?
We're going to be seeing that as well for the next console generation, especially with Xbox talking about their Magnus system being a premium device. And everybody's walking around saying, well, they said premium, that's going to mean probably $1,000. And with the way RAM is being priced right now, and with companies like Micron leaving the actual consumer-facing industry to focus specifically on AI, you can bet your sweet bippy at some point we may even be seeing that $1,000 device as well.
See, they don't even know what's going on in their own space. Macron didn't leave the game in space. I mean, didn't leave the RAM space. They just pulled Crucial. That was the consumer facing company that they had for RAM to get sold to. But Microsoft wouldn't get RAM from them because Microsoft isn't a customer facing company. They sell to you, right? They sell to gamers. True. But they don't sell Macron chips to gamers, right? Macron sells their chips to PC gamers. They've cut you off, right? They've left you behind, right? Because they don't fucking need you, right? And they need Microsoft. And so they're still going to sell chips to Microsoft. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to sell chips to Microsoft, bro. That's why they're not selling to you, because they're going to sell them to Microsoft in many different ways, not just gaming. Microsoft has their own AI too. So if Microsoft chooses to get chips from them, that's who they get them from. If they needed chips from them, I think Microsoft make their own shit. I don't know if they make their own stuff. They're working with AMD with AI as well. Like, I think you guys are too confused thinking that you are as important as these companies are, and then you also think that we equal you. And I've told you we don't. We are a consumer of a gaming brand. You are a consumer of the PC industry. And the PC industry is the one cutting you off. I don't see PlayStation saying, hey, guess what? We are no longer going to include controllers in your box because we're running out of controllers. Like, we need controllers for AI. They're built different. They're not PCs. Consoles aren't PCs. And you guys steadily want to put us in the same bag as you, like I said earlier. But still, I'm waiting for the whole Steam thing. Like, how does this affect Steam? Like, when are we getting to Steam? I need to know when the fuck we getting to Steam.
But it's not just about the gaming industry in general, it's also about Xbox specifically, because we've also heard real rumors going around that Xbox is trying to create a 30% profit margin across the board, which of course just a few days ago was seemingly debunked by an article with CNBC. The thing is though, we don't really have any proper information of what is in fact going on with that profit margin either.
What does Microsoft's profit margin have to do with anything you're talking about, bro? Like, what does it have to do with Macron or Steam or PC? Like I said, bro, they're so used to pushing bad news for consoles.
One report is from CNBC, the other report is from Bloomberg, and things could be all over the place as well. But what I do know is Microsoft is 100% money hungry, and they're going to do everything they possibly can, especially after spending $80 billion on AI and firing all those employees this past year as well.
Well, yeah, facts. I mean, yeah. They cut people from AI. What does that got to do with Steam? Like, what's Microsoft got to do with Steam? Like, everybody's going for AI, right? The PC industry is going for AI. Microsoft is a gigantic player in the AI business, bro. Like, of course they are. They're doing to do a lot more and a lot more. And their whole system, that console that you want to try to call a console, they ain't really a console. It's actually a fucking OEM PC that they're going to be making for you. Everybody else is going to make you one too, because that's what you're going to be forced to do as a PC gamer. right? That's the whole other coin that you don't want to flip. You don't want to flip the fact that you are going to be forced to choose an industry that you hate, or choose a company that you dislike, or whatever the fuck you want to do, whatever the fuck you want to call it. At the end of the day, you are a problem because you are too free. You are too free. PC gamers are too free. And you guys hate to keep the fucking topic on PC because you know PC is dying before your eyes. You guys are smarter than Xbox dudes, even though not you, because you probably are an Xbox guy. I don't know what you are. I found out that you're really not a PC guy in the first place, but still, you talk a lot about consoles and not PC, but then you make a topic about PC and you want it to be based on consoles because you don't want to talk about how wrong you were about PC and how much freedom there is. Now you see all that freedom going away, and everybody sees that I was right once again when it came to the PC space by calling y'all people who don't exist, by calling y'all filth, because y'all are filth of the PC gaming industry, of the PC industry, period. You guys are filth to them. You're nothing. They're treating you like nothing because you are nothing. And I'm not saying that as you as a person or people as a people. I'm saying that the PC industry sees you as nothing because you do nothing for them. You have nothing for them. The only thing you are is a headache to them. And you guys like to steal, cheat, and lie your way through everything with PC gaming. And then you buy shit used. And then you keep the same chips for decades. They want to stop that. Steam announcing 70% or over 70% of y'all don't have a PC stronger than a PS5. They want to end that. They want to end that because there's a lot of users of you. And if you're not going to be, if they're not going to end it, then they don't really care about the power part. They just care about the fact that y'all don't buy anything. It's not that your PC isn't upgraded. It's that you don't upgrade. That's the thing. You don't spend money. You're not a good spin on the spend, if you get my drift. So it's like, yeah, of course they're going AI. Of course they're taking away from you and giving to them. They're buying. You're looking. It is what it is. But have you gotten to Steam yet? Well, please tell me. If you don't get to Steam now, I'm going to just talk about the real facts of what's truly going on with PC gaming that these PC gamers won't tell y'all.
But the crazier part is the way that Greg talks about GTA 6 and the way so many other people have talked about GTA 6 as well. People are looking at this game as the actual pinnacle of what is going to be in the gaming industry, or what games should be.
Bruh, still on Grand Theft Auto 6. Still. That ain't even coming to Steam. Still. Grand Theft Auto 5 costed more than what RAM costed back then. And now it's $1,000 for the same RAM. And you're complaining about a rumor of a video game that's not even coming to PC yet. And this video is about Steam somehow.
And the thing is, people are incredibly excited about this game simply because of the hype surrounding it. And you can go ahead and look at specific things like dynamic pricing, seeing as how this game is so incredibly sought after, that Take-Two could presumably go ahead and charge $100 for this game, and people would still go out and buy it in droves.
Even though this is a complete live fabrication, we have seen nothing that has suggested this. But still, let's say it does happen. So fucking what? The dilemma ain't Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 6 ain't been the topic. It's not the topic. It's not the topic of your video or anything, bro. Why are we on Grand Theft Auto so tough? It's because you want us to feel bad that we would probably have to pay $100 so we can ignore that you most definitely need to pay thousands for $50 chips.
And that's the scariest part about all of this, because it could set a precedent for the entire gaming industry, just like Nintendo did with Mario Kart World.
So are you a console gamer? Is he a console gamer now? Like, what is this? You claiming consoles well now? Like I know I ain't watched you in a minute. Has he become? Am I confused? Wait, what the fuck? Like now Nintendo, now you're worried about Grand Theft Auto having games cost $100 next generation or something like that. And you're saying that Mario Kart World has set a precedent of games being $80, even though they ain't been an $80 game since. In fact, $60 games are barely sticking. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but a lot of companies are charging $59. Like, I don't know if you've seen it. I mean, the $70 games, sorry. $70 games haven't even caught on like that, to where people are still selling $59 games. You understand what I'm saying, bro? It's like, but why is this the topic? I don't think you PC dudes really want to talk about PC problems, do you?
Because even according to Game Rant, GTA 6 could hit the $100 price mark predicted by an analyst. With the article saying, quote,
Skip.
But even though game prices are going to be increasing, it still doesn't stop the fact that the game companies themselves are going to be doing everything possible to cut corners and
Oh my God, damn. Are you going to mention, are we going to talk about Steam? You still talking about the console space. PC is dying, bro. Skip.
With the ubiquitous use of AI in the gaming industry, things are going to get even crazier, because now our company is going to go around and just lay off employees to use Gen AI in the first place, to go through and just replace those workers, do those assets, and make that work being done. We saw the entire world go up in arms because of Expedition 33 using generative AI for placeholder assets. Yet for some reason, not a single peep was mentioned when the Rockstar co-founder
Oh my God, GTA again. Skip.
Oh, they're not going to be greedy and charge you $100. They're not going to be greedy though, right? I think the funniest part about all of this though is the fact that people are still trying to defend a $100. And it's not even just the games themselves, seeing as how Microsoft does in fact own Call of Duty. They definitely want to hit that purchase price mark. You could see a price increase for COD and even most of Microsoft games in the future, as they are pushing more towards cloud and even Game Pass themselves. We've talked about this in yesterday's video, where the entire idea is to limit the amount of hardware that you can own as a customer and consumer by increasing its price, forcing you into recurring billing models of subscription services like GeForce Now, like Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Cloud to play your games. So spend more for the physical product, get less of it, have a worse experience, or spend less and just join the service. Hell, even Microsoft themselves had a flash console sale at Best Buy, putting the Xbox Series X model of the 1 terabyte down to $599, still $100 above what we saw at MSRP at launch. I just oh, it's a joke. It's all a joke.
Man, still ain't got on Steam yet, bro. But, you know, I guess Xbox is a problem now, too, because it's becoming PC. I fucking don't know anymore, bro. How y'all still watch them? I don't know. Like, I guess this is funny, I guess. I don't see it, but people do, you know, and that's a beautiful fucking thing. But it's just like, what are you talking about? Like, they just not, what are you talk? You worried about GTA? You worried about the jobs of developers and Game Pass? Even though Steam then forced y'all out of hardware or buying hard disks in the first place, they already got control. They already told you that you don't own your library. You've already said that you're a pirate and you pirate because of this. Just pirate some more. See, I know that you're not going to be able to pirate some more. I know that they're going to take away the tools for you to be able to do so. I know that they are going to make that OS, or in every OS, on a service that you're going to have to be on a service anyway to have your system operate, bro. So that way they can kind of monitor you and what you do and how you do it. And if you go and steal something, well, that might just, you know, they might just stop you. And I don't know if that's an issue or not. I'm not a PC gamer. I don't care. I could turn on my console, press power, and then play a game and call it a goddamn day. I don't really got to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't understand why this entire conversation has to be about consoles when this is supposed to be about PC and Steam. But you guys want to say the gaming industry, but don't mention anything about PC, the one part of the industry that has kicked their gamers out.
But Microsoft doesn't want to stop there. They want to control every aspect of what you're doing. Even when they talked about Windows being the best gaming platform, we find out what Microsoft really wants to do with Windows instead. According to Windows' latest, Microsoft plans to eliminate every line of C and C++ from the company by 2030. The potential, quote, rewrite could dramatically change Windows 11. Our strategy is to combine AI and algorithms to rewrite Microsoft's largest code bases, a Microsoft engineer noted. Our North Star is one engineer, 1 month, 1 million lines of code. Microsoft says it has built a powerful code processing infrastructure and an AI processing infrastructure that enables the company to apply AI agents guided by algorithms to make code modifications at scale. Microsoft plans to translate the largest C and C++ systems to Rust. That's right, Microsoft is now going ahead and vibe coding their way to victory, going around and making it almost impossible to actually use Windows in the first place. You know, the one OS that basically the majority of people even use right now for gaming, even though Steam is going around and picking up on their heels with SteamOS and Linux.
Finally, with 2 minutes left, he's starting to talk about Steam and Linux, and let's find out how all this affects Steam.
It's almost like what Microsoft is doing is saying, hey, 30% of our code base is written by AI. We want it to be 100% of our code base, even though right now Windows really doesn't function the way it's supposed to. And at the same time, we're seeing massive issues overall. While actual developers and coders can fix all these problems, Microsoft is saying, nah, we'll let AI do all the work. That'll fix everything. We'll just preload Explorer when you boot up the PC instead of actually fixing Explorer in the first place to properly function itself directly. What a novel idea. At the same time, though, you can bet, again, your sweet Bippy, they'll use this exact same concept to go ahead and make their games, reducing the cost dramatically of game content creation. At the same time, while using those AI agents to develop those games, they'll go through and just say, hey guys, guess what? $99.99 for the video game. Oh, you don't want to spend $100? Give us $30 a month instead for your online cloud service library. Isn't it fantastic? Now you don't have any choice whatsoever on where you play your video games.
I mean, damn, I'm just lost. I'm just lost after watching this video. I'm lost because, I mean, who wouldn't be lost? Like we know what's going on in the gaming space, and this man just made a thumbnail and a title saying like how things are going to affect PC and Steam, and then spent the majority of his time talking about consoles and games that are going to be exclusive to consoles when they come out. And it's just like, God, when are they ever going to tell the truth? So since they won't tell the truth about what's going on with PC, let me break it down for y'all real quick, because it's pretty simple. It's complicated, but simple. So let's break it down. You see, what these PC guys don't want to talk to y'all about, or don't know about, or haven't cared to look into, is that what in the hell is actually going on with AI in the first place and how it affects them. You see, this is just phase one. You see, if you start from the ground up as far as what's going on in the PC gaming space, is that the PC gamer feels like they're more important than what they really are. They feel that because they buy these parts, that they are made automatically important because they're a customer. And the problem is that they're not a customer, is that they're a consumer. And on top of that, these people are making these parts available to them just cause. Like the business of PC gaming has always been small. Here, let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about. You see, the first thing that PC gamers should have been doing is seeing what they're actually worth to the biggest company that does things for them. And that's NVIDIA making GPUs for them, right? They're the best selling GPUs out there. It's the hardware that is the premium hardware for PC gaming, but it can go all the way down to the non-premium level of gaming, right? And if you go and you look at what this business is making on the entirety of every market that they actually have dealings in, you would see that PC gaming is in the 4 billion range for them, right? In revenue, right? I believe it's revenue trend. So that's revenue, right? So zooming in, if you go and you see the top, you see data center, and under that you see gaming. We're going to focus on those two things because those are the two biggest things that NVIDIA makes money on. And at the top, you see Q3 fiscal year 2026. If y'all keeping up, you see a number that says under data center 51,215, but that number is in millions, right? So that would be 51,215,000,000. All right. Under that, you see gaming in the same fiscal year is 4,265,000,000 in revenue, right? So that gap that you have right there isn't why they're doing what they're doing. It's what was happening prior to that, right? Because the consistency of the data center and how many tens of billions they were making in the gaming side of it, it's been hovering at 4 billion. So they're sitting on 4 billion. And since this 4 billion means that they sell a lot more than any other sector in their thing, it would only make sense to take from them to give to your data center because your data center has continuous growth. Going back just under a year or just over a year, you see that in Q2 of fiscal year 2025, data centers was making 26 billion, while PCs or gaming PCs were making 2 billion. And right now, in current, the data centers jumped to 51 billion, almost double, and so did gaming. Gaming jumped almost double as well, right? Even though there was some hiccups up and down on the gaming side. So if you look at it from 2025, Q2 to Q3 2025, and so on, you will see in gaming, it went from 2 billion to 3 billion, back down to 2 billion, back to 3 billion, then to 4 billion, and then a little less of 4 billion current fiscal year, current quarter of the fiscal year. Whereas if you look at the data center, you see it continuous growth. So you go from 26 billion to 30 billion to 35 billion to 39 billion to 41 billion to 51 billion. If you look at the last 2 quarters, they've jumped $10 billion as PC gaming remains stagnant, right? So understanding just how much you're worth to this company now, the reason why they're going to AI is because they make so much money on AI. But that's just the basics. I'm not even getting into the meat and potatoes because there's a new problem that PC gamers have that they're not talking about. Or maybe it's just that they don't know about it. But the AI world, I heard a lot of people say that the AI bubble is going to burst. The AI bubble is going to burst. The AI bubble is going to burst. You're wrong. The AI bubble is not going to burst. In fact, the AI is in its infancy, getting ready to go into its teenage years per se. It's growing and it's growing up. I don't think you guys get what's going on. Even though this guy had it on his screen, he still doesn't know what he's reading. So let me break down what I mean. You see, while the weirdos on YouTube and Twitter go about themselves as being self-important and know-it-alls, they don't see the proof of what's actually going on that's directly in their face. If you look at the article that he put up at first about Zuckerberg buying all these AI parts, you'll see one keyword that you can find almost in every one of these things, especially going back the past 10 years, and you'll see AI training. A lot of times you'll hear machine learning, things like that. These are AI things, all right? So AI training, he's buying all these parts for AI training, meaning they're still training these AIs, right? They're training AI. So they're buying these parts to basically teach it everything that it needs to learn in order to start doing processes, right? So what's happening here is that now by next year, They will transition from training to, well, most companies that are in a, like Apple in them, like Apple's far ahead, bro. And a lot of other companies are far ahead. All these companies that are right now scrambling, the reason why we see this shortage is because a lot of companies are getting out of the phase of training and getting into the phase of processing. And AI training is something that's about to end in 2026. 2026. It's going to end in 2026. And how that affects PC gamers is way deeper than what you think. It's because of the AI war, NVIDIA is going to have a choice to make. And that chart that I just showed you about how much gaming is worth versus how much AI is worth to them, that's going to come into play as to what decision they actually make, because their chips are made for learning, not processing. They can process. Those chips can do damn near anything. And that's their biggest strength. The biggest strength of NVIDIA chips in AI or anywhere is that they can do damn near anything, but that's also their biggest weakness, because now we're going to get into the processing stage of AI. And because we're getting into the processing stage of AI, having power, right, being the most powerful chip is no longer important. Right? You want all that power to gather all the information, stuff it in there, have people on the internet add more to it. Whatever they're adding AI that's looking and learning and all that stuff from, that takes a lot of energy. But when you learned everything and now you're processing, power isn't going to matter anymore. So now they're in the process of power versus processing. And once processing takes fully over, NVIDIA is going to be in trouble. Well, actually, it's already in trouble. You see, Google knew that they couldn't beat NVIDIA, right? They knew they couldn't beat NVIDIA in power. They knew that NVIDIA had too much of a stranglehold on the AI space that they knew they would never beat them in this section, in the learning section. So they thought ahead, and they've already come out with a chip, or have already made a chip that will have the ability to process your shit better at a more efficient way. You see, when it comes to processing, it's efficiency that makes more sense. When you want raw power, sure, that's one thing. Using up electricity, buying all these chips and parts and all that. When it comes to the processing side, NVIDIA cards would still be more powerful than a Google card, but they won't be more efficient. So it's going to come to the point to where you can have a warehouse of NVIDIA and a warehouse of Google chips, and you have the same amount of chips in them, and you'd save more money in the processing section with Google chips than you would NVIDIA. And that's what companies are going to start looking at. They're going to start looking to save money now, doing the same processes cheaper. And the power that Google is going to use is very little in comparison to the more powerful NVIDIA chips, by almost 30%. That would change a customer's mind, because I can save 30% more if I get this warehouse full of chips versus that warehouse full of chips. I can save 30% more and get the same results of both of these warehouse full of chips. That's what NVIDIA is going to fall into right now. And the one thing that's holding back the efficiency of NVIDIA chips is gaming. You see, Google took all that stuff out. They don't have something they have a chip that's based on AI. NVIDIA doesn't. Their chips are universal. Their chips can do everything. Their chips are powerful. And so they got components on these chips that they don't use because you don't need it for AI. You know what I'm saying? Like screens, like monitor components and different components that you don't, all these different parts that you don't need. Everything that the gaming fingerprint is on, they don't need for AI. So NVIDIA, in order to become more efficient, will need to get rid of these things so they can save power and battle Google on an even playing field and say, hey, you got more power. We just, we have to take care of the gaming shit. That's the choice they're going to have to make. Do we still make gaming chips? Or do we take all of that and make sure we maintain this $51 billion we made in a quarter. And then they're going to go and look and say, gaming has been stagnant the past 2 quarters. And then on top of that, it ain't never even reached 10 billion. It haven't even reached half of 10 billion. You know what I'm saying? Wow, this place is 50, we looking at 60, 70, a trillion if we do this right. So PC gaming is in the way of the future of NVIDIA, whether you like it or not. And there are people, you can find this news out there. I ain't pulling this shit out of my ass. You can look it up. You can go find it. Fuck, I know what you're going to say. King Thrash, you're lying. All right? Give me a link. Nigga, I'll give you a video.
A biological... NVIDIA is a merchant arms dealer. Their philosophy is general purpose. They need to build a chip that works for everyone. Whether you are Mark Zuckerberg training Llama 4, a biological researcher folding proteins to cure cancer, or a teenager trying to run Cyberpunk 2077 at max settings, NVIDIA wants to sell you a GPU. And because they have to support everything, their chips are massive, hot, and incredibly complex. They are the ultimate Swiss Army knife, capable of doing anything, but expensive to manufacture and expensive to run. Google, on the other hand, doesn't care about selling chips to teenagers. They care about one thing: making their own AI, Gemini, run faster and cheaper than anyone else's. This birthed the TPU, the Tensor Processing Unit. Google looked at a GPU and said, "We don't need graphics cores. We don't need display engines. We don't need half of this junk." They stripped it all out, leaving only the matrix math circuits needed for deep learning. It's a specialized tool. It's not a Swiss Army knife. It's a surgical scalpel. For years, this didn't matter much because NVIDIA was just so far ahead in raw power. But in 2025, the gap closed. And now, Google is doing something NVIDIA physically cannot do. They are controlling the entire stack, from the atoms in the silicon to the code in the search bar. But philosophy is cheap. Silicon is expensive. And when we look at the raw specs of the new hardware dropped this year, things start to get really uncomfortable for the NVIDIA bulls. Let's look under the hood. In the red corner, we have NVIDIA's Blackwell B200. This thing is a monster. It's actually 2 silicon dies mashed together acting as one chip, boasting 20 petaflops of compute power. If you want to train the smartest, biggest brain in history, this is still the chip you buy. It is raw, unadulterated horsepower. In the blue corner, we have Google's Trillium, the 6th generation TPU. On paper, if you just look at a single chip, the NVIDIA B200 looks like it crushes the TPU. It has more memory, more bandwidth, and higher peak performance. But this is where the amateur investors get it wrong. They compare one chip to one chip. But nobody buys just one AI chip. You buy 10,000 of them. Google designed the Trillium TPU to work in a pod. A TPU pod is a cluster of chips that behave like a single, massive supercomputer. Because Google stripped out all the graphics junk, their chips are smaller, use less power, and run cooler. They can pack them tighter. So while one NVIDIA chip might beat one Google chip, a warehouse full of Google chips is starting to beat a warehouse full of NVIDIA chips, especially when you look at the electricity bill. In 2025, power availability is the biggest bottleneck in AI. If Google can get the same work done for 40% less electricity, they win, period. But raw specs are only half the story. The real reason Google is terrifying NVIDIA right now has nothing to do with how fast the chips are, and everything to do with how the market is changing from learning to doing.
You see, paying attention is key. Understanding where you stand is key. Lying to the community consistently and then trying to cover up lies with more lies ain't it. One day, the gaming community is going to need to wake up and stop, or at least start fighting back against the liars in the gaming community, the guys who just want to see gaming burn for their own benefit. They don't even want to give you information. They don't even want to check information because they don't care. And I understand that a lot of gamers out there that, especially on YouTube, don't really care about gaming. Don't even think that it's interesting. I think gaming information is interesting. I'm into gaming. I am a gaming nerd through and through. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, I care when people lie to gamers, bro. I care when people lie just to lie just for a profit. You know, like, and lie every day. Got to find a reason to lie every day, be it on Twitter and be it anywhere else. But I ain't never seen these fools walk around and say, told you I was right. I ain't never seen these fools walk around and tell you something that came true. They consistently lie. And these liars are the biggest people in the space. And it's only because people in the space love lies. They love drama. And these guys do nothing but bring drama. While the gaming world explodes around them, the same guys that told y'all that the PC master race is the master race and how it's always better to game on PC, bruh. It was just last year when the PS5 Pro was too expensive, just build a PC. And now PC gaming is kicking us out of the space. And they don't understand why. But the reason why is exactly why I told y'all years ago. It's because you don't exist. You are not, whenever they sell chips, they are not like, oh man, thank you, gamers. You know what I mean? They don't even put together good gaming shows for you. Developers skip PC gaming for numerous reasons. To sit there and try to put consoles in the same space is just hilarious, because it wasn't long ago where y'all was saying that y'all was nothing like consoles. Y'all was way better than consoles. Now we got to be in the same alleyway when y'all down. We got to be down. No, because it's like I said earlier, and I don't want you to forget this point, because I know a lot of you PC dudes love to forget the point that I make every single time. And it's that consoles are some of the industries, of the PC industry's biggest customers, bigger than all of these people who are out there buying AI chips right now, because these consoles, they work with the people who make chips and help them make chips and better their own chips. They're not going to cut them off for AI. That NVIDIA number that shows gaming has nothing to do with console gaming, big dog. Nothing to do with it. The people where they buy these chips from to make their custom boards, they already pay custom chips and custom boards, and they get them by the millions. And so they're automatically getting deals. These people got contracts. You don't got a contract with NVIDIA, do you? Did y'all have a contract with Macron? Did you have a contract with Crucial? That's why they were able to cut you off so easy. You ain't got no contracts with them. You can't put yourself in the same boat as PlayStation, Nintendo, or Xbox, or any OEM or Dell or anybody else like that. You can't. You can't, because you ain't got the money to compete. And even if you did, you wouldn't buy it to compete with them. The only thing you're worried about is using PC as a tool to alternate gaming, and mainly games that come from consoles or their own consoles that are better. And not even that. You guys play trash games in the first place. You guys really don't help the industry that you claim to love. You guys do absolutely nothing for the damn space that you claim to love. You pirate, you hack, you emulate, you modify. That's all you do. You pretend that you can see 200 frames per second. That's all you do. Literally got numbers on the screen saying I'm running at 230 frames per second on average. What you mean on average? It's not locked? No, it's not locked. Can you see? I can't see it. No, you know why you can't see when those frames drop? Because you can't physically see them, idiot. NVIDIA has already hit a wall in the PC space. The AMD has already hit a wall in the PC space. The wall has been hit. That's why they want to leave you. They can no longer support you. They put out a chip that maximizes what you can humanly see as a human being. They have already done it. The only thing they've been doing is selling you a chip that'll change the number counter on the screen that you have. And that's becoming too costly for them. Because now they got to worry about losing the AI space. And I'm going to tell you right now, they drop y'all in a heartbeat for it. Just like what Microsoft did to Xbox gamers. Dropped them in a heartbeat because they weren't worth a damn. They weren't buying games no more. That much was clear. They pushed Game Pass and then stole a lot from Game Pass. Even when it was $1, these fools was stealing it. They were acting just like y'all. And so they dropped them in a heartbeat. And now they're going to be forced overall to have their library go to where Microsoft wants them to go as they go on this AI venture that they on. And they struggling in AI as well. Well, they're not performing well. Let me say that. So it's like, when you look at it, the gaming space, the PlayStations, the Nintendo, the console gaming space where real gamers are, they have nothing to worry about because they already got contracts with this. They already are the best customer. Let Sony drop one of these customers to go to another and see what happened. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you gonna raise my prices? Well, I'll just go to Samsung. They won't raise my prices. I buy 14 million chips a year. You got an issue? Is there a fucking issue? You don't have that power. You don't buy fucking 14 million chips a year, bro. You can't compare yourself to them. The console gaming space is safe when it comes to AI. There are other concerns, sure. But when it comes to AI, the worst thing that's going to happen to the console gaming space is that these games are going to be made with fucking AI bullshit in it. That's what. That's where we're gonna start losing developers and start having AI motherfuckers make you weird games. That's the worst that it's gonna happen. Which is already bad enough for me to leave the space in the first place. Got me fucked up. But still, as long as real games are around, I'm gonna be here. Y'all the main ones pushing out the best the best game makers out there. Look at you, bad mouthing Rockstar. Look at you, bad mouthing Naughty Dog. Got an issue with Naughty Dog because they make better games than everybody else. Got an issue with Rockstar because they make better games than everybody else. Like, weird shit, bro. Y'all all weirdos. And everybody who likes this negative era that we in the gaming space can suck a whole one too. It's dumb. We don't need to do shit, bro. I don't give a fuck no more, to be honest. We don't need to do shit. Carry on. How y'all carry on. Real shit. Go and watch Alex's show. Go watch every one of his shits and all that. Listen to all the negativity that he puts in your mind as he takes away the time away from the time you should be playing games in the first place. You go and you do that. Because y'all definitely going to need somebody to blame for all the bullshit that the PC industry is doing to PC gaming. And I'm still waiting for this man to tell me what the fuck Steam was going to happen with Steam. In reality, what's going to happen with Steam is the same thing that's happening on PC in the first place. Steam wants to make their own OS because Microsoft is going to make their OS a subscription, and they don't want nobody to pay a subscription unless they're getting paid that subscription for what they've built over there in that little app that they have. That's what. That's all. Y'all not paying attention to China. Another reason why NVIDIA is hurting right now too is also because of China. I forgot to even mention that. About how, China has cut out NVIDIA. Like, nah, nigga, you can't make your shit over here. Nah, bounce. Nah, we don't want y'all shit over here. We're going to have our own shit over here. So they're going to lose a large chunk of their business just off of that alone. China is another big player in the AI space that the U.S. is worried about. The East versus West war is in full effect, bro. And I told y'all it's more than just, I missed that video I made, bro. Fuck. I'll probably find it one day if I can find it. But yeah, bro, it told exactly what was going to happen. Look, this is already a long video, so I'll leave you with this. I'll leave y'all with this. First off, NVIDIA has more problems than what they have to worry about with PC gaming. All right. The summary of the whole thing is NVIDIA is having a dilemma of moving into a new generation of AI, and they need to make sure that their chips actually work good in the processing section and the efficiency section so they can save these companies money because their competition has now found a way to one-up them and get around this strong arm that they have in the AI space. And you, as a PC gamer, stand in the way of that progress. You can figure out for yourself if you think that NVIDIA is going to either choose you or the AI business, bro. You can go ahead and look at those numbers I showed you and find the fuck out whether or not they're going to choose you or the AI space. And more PC companies, when they can get money off of these AI, they are going to go do it. I would do it. You would do it. You would be a fool not to do it if you have some way to make money off of AI if you're in the tech business. Consoles will not be affected by the AI business, just like it wasn't affected by whatever else happened in the fucking PC space. AI has been going on in the fucking business for fucking decades now. It's not gonna, oh, they're taking away chips from you, they're gonna take away chips from the consoles is a ridiculous self-centered thought that you think that you compare to a company like a PlayStation, a Nintendo, or an Xbox. Just period. Not to mention these same parts that you claim, cell phones and tablets and all that, they gonna have issues too. Like, is it gonna be a shortage of that too? No, y'all just want to mention those things because you like to try to spread misery. And the gaming community apparently likes it. I thought it was just Xbox dudes. PC dudes as well, a little bit more. But I think y'all been suffering for a little while in the first place. Really do. And y'all hate for me to be right. I had so many people tell me I was wrong. Where you at, VG Fight School? I need my motherfucking flowers. I definitely fucking do, my nigga. Yes, I do. What happened to all y'all? All y'all saying that I'm stupid. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, damn. Like, this is like, nigga, 2024, 2025. I've been proven right from everything from Xbox to PC on everything I fucking said. And I guarantee you what I just showed y'all today about the AI and what's going on, this 2026 going to get even worse for PC gaming. It's going to get even worse. You already see it happening. You already see it happening. AI has taken over the PC gaming space. AI has made the PC world see just how useless PC gamers are to their business. Once you become useless, you can be cut off, just like Xbox dudes got cut off. When you're able to hold your power in your mouth, you can say, I'm not going to buy this. Y'all tried that too much to where I'm not going to buy this. No, you know what y'all really do too? Here, I know this is, bro, I know I'm going on a tangent right now, but it's because PC dudes are weird, bro. They're not weird, it's just stupid. Like, you guys will use Steam reviews to attack games. You'll give them a bad review even though they have a good game, just so their game doesn't sell because one of their people wore fingernail polish or something. I don't know. Like, whatever dumb stuff y'all want to be mad about next, because you guys are fucking miserable. And so now everybody else needs to be miserable. You go and tell these companies you don't want to pay full price for a game. You go and tell these companies that you don't want to pay a full price for a chip. You go and you buy used parts and used chips. You go and you pirate. You go and you hack. You go and you mod. And you think these companies are supposed to be okay with it. You think these companies are okay with seeing naked Chun-Li? You think people are okay with that, bro? It's like these people have companies to maintain. And now they just going to cut y'all all out because now y'all the biggest threat to AI. Y'all the biggest threat to AI. Microsoft changing their codes and y'all the biggest threat to AI, whether you like it or not. Biggest threat. Everything from hackers, any DIY, from hackers to gamers, y'all DIY stuff, right? No, I don't know if I don't believe that there's companies making PCs exclusively for hacking. I think y'all go and y'all build a PC to hack. I think y'all, just like y'all go and build a PC to game. Like you go and build a PC to mod. You guys put your fingers in other people's business too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go emulate this, and that's stealing, bro. Like you put your fingers in other people's business too much. You're not considered a customer like everybody else is considered a customer. Not because some of y'all do buy games. I'm not saying all of y'all, but because of your peers, you guys are about to lose the gaming PC space. Because you guys are nothing but trouble. You know, you complain to these companies for adding security to their fucking games, but then, like, don't say nothing to the hackers who are the reason why games need security, or the pirators who are the reason why games need security. Like, you guys you step on your own toes. It's like, you don't think these companies are tired? You think NVIDIA's tired of pretending that they're making more powerful fucking chips for you? They've been pretending for years. It's a reason why they come out with a next gen chip and then show you a PS4 game. like they are done. Like they don't need to keep lying to you when there's real business out there. They're lying to you for $4 billion when they can tell the truth and get 60 billion. And y'all think that y'all worth a damn. You're not worth a damn. fucking mouse, keyboard, all this bullshit. Like you've abused the freedom that you had, and then you made yourself worthless to these companies. You can't make yourself a worthless customer, bro. You can't make yourself a worth. You guys look for cheap everything. And look, I believe that the PC industry was fucking y'all over in the first place. I believe that the PC industry, y'all should have got out of a long time ago, bro, because they've been fucking you over. It's a reason why a PlayStation is cheaper than a PC that can do the same exact thing. It's a reason for that. You built it yourself. It shouldn't be a reason. PlayStation needs to get it manufactured. They need to get designers out there to design the thing. They need to buy custom parts. They need to do all of these different things. It comes with a controller, comes with more memory. They have to like do the R&D behind all. You don't got to do none of that. You go and buy a motherboard, a GPU, CPU, a fucking power supply or whatever the fuck case you need, and that's it. And you feel like you built something when you didn't really build anything. You just put parts together. Shit, they label the parts. It's like it's easier than Legos to build a PC nowadays. You're not really building a PC, you're assembling one. Facts. That's what you're doing. And you felt like you were important because you can do that. You know, and it's just like you're not important because you're going to do that once. Even though these chips need money so bad that they'll come out every 2 years, that's how much they need money from you, that they are forcing chips down your throat every 2 damn years. Now, with AI, shit, they tripling what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't need to just keep making these every 2 years. They don't got to do all this extra bullshit that they need to do to satisfy you. NVIDIA does a lot of bullshit to satisfy you. Literal bullshit. What I mean by that is they are literally lying to you about, or lying to your computer. They're literally giving you chips to trick your computer to make you okay with getting bullshit frames. And then y'all say, oh, well, Sony's doing it. Yeah, but for how much? You know what I'm saying? If Sony's doing it, then for how much? Why are you being charged more than Sony? Because you're getting fucked over. They never liked y'all in the first place. They ain't never liked y'all. They wanted y'all money until they found a new money to be better. And now NVIDIA don't even want to be called a gaming place. They don't even want to be called a gaming company. They don't want to be known as a gaming company. They don't care about you nerds. They don't. They want their bread like any other company do. And now y'all mad at them for AI? It ain't their fault you ain't making them no money. Well, it is, but it ain't. It ain't their fault. It ain't their fault that y'all made it to where companies don't want to make games for PC gaming to help sell PC parts. There ain't nobody making a game specifically for the 5090 for what? So y'all can steal their games for what? Because y'all don't barely buy 5090s in the first place? For what? Y'all don't evolve? Y'all lie. You'll see one person or you'll see one show with a 5090 and then all y'all pretend that y'all got something like that. PC can run it at 4K. Can your PC? Then you shut up. Like, it's just, bro, you're worthless. And I've been told y'all that. I expect my flowers to the same address you've always been sending my flowers, because you PC dudes needed to hear this. Y'all PC dudes continue to try to put console gamers in the same spot that you in, and I'm here to tell y'all that none of y'all matter to us. Y'all was never on our level, ever. We knew what to accept and what not to accept. You got this guy complaining about GTA $100 when that ain't even true. You got them talking about some damn Mario Kart $80 when Nintendo learned real quick that wasn't the way to go. Same with Microsoft with the Outer Worlds. They knew that wasn't the way to go. And they knew because we wasn't buying it. It's just that simple. We're not going to give you a bad review, right? We're not going to buy your game for 2 hours, give it a bad review, and then return it. No, we just not going to buy your game. It's King Threats Game. Like, subscribe, don't like, subscribe. You know what time it is. I had this long ass video, bro. It's actually longer than this. I had a lot more for this, but I'm like, you know what? Just let me put this out before something else come up, because it's just this PC news is moving them real fast, bro. And I'm learning a whole lot as I go and research. But I got another one. That's for the Game Awards. And what the problem is with Game Awards, you guys will not believe what I'm about to show y'all for the Game Awards, bro. Nobody talks about this shit. The Game Awards is crazy. There was a reason why I always had an issue with it. And I know some of y'all going to say, oh, you're mad because the Expedition 30. Why would I be mad about that? For what? I got Expedition 33. What the fuck am I mad about? I said Expedition 33 is a great game. I've continuously said that. But there's a reason why things happen the way they happen in the Game Awards world, the Game Awards world, and y'all gonna be surprised on what I show y'all for sure. I'm too tired to work on that shit right now, but I already actually worked on it. It's almost done. It's just that I need to do commentary over it, and I need to put it together in the way I'm gonna want it to put it together. But the things that I found out, and some of y'all know already, if you in the Roundtable Twitter chat, you already know some of the things I pointed out, some of the things that I found that was just crazy. I think it's going to be a real interesting episode. This episode wasn't too interesting. It was just, I need to clear the air about PC and what's going on with PC, because these quote unquote PC gamers ain't really telling y'all what's going on with PC. They're too busy trying to push blame on consoles for some reason. That's because they hate consoles. It's because they hate gaming. They're not really gamers to me. And no gamer is going to have this much hate and vitriol towards video games. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. But it is what it is. Keep this game. I swear I don't subscribe. No time it is.